Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media presents around the region the Fall Sports Show. I am your host, Mark Rigger, alongside Ryan Garnett, and trying to click this logo off, and there we go. I got it off there. But I'm Mark Rigger alongside Ryan Garnett, and I think Edwards paying me back for playing hooky on the games there yesterday. So, but Ryan, he don't ever play hooky. He always shows up. How's it going, Ryan?
All right, doing pretty good. We got everything shout on the pages and Twitter, so we're all good to go.
Well, I can absolutely tell you, you're much faster with the sharing stuff than what Edward is. Edward tries to spend about half of a show doing the sharing stuff, and then he comes in and it goes about 5 minute silent spell, and then you say, "How you feeling, Edward?" And, yep.
Yeah,
And
I,
then
I, I just shout all. I just push shout on every one of the groups, and it's so much easier. My phone does it differently than what his computer does.
But talking about the games there yesterday, of course, you and Edward did a good job at covering them, and again, we're we're not too high tech here at the All Sports Media. We're more like the great value stuff here. We're good, but we're not the best, but we do good with what we've got, and but you did really good about covering them and calling the games. But just tell us a little bit about the games yesterday.
I mean, yesterday, you look. I mean, besides this one game deal, I mean, every game was very close. I mean, we had people come up to us and thanking us for doing it. I mean, yesterday we gained about 32 members on the page, so I mean, very good, satisfying day.
Well, and a beautiful facility down there at Somerset too. That field was just every time I can see that field, I'm like, wow, that's beautiful, and good top quality games, and had a good time there last year. And Yens had a good time there this year. And the
Yeah,
hospitality,
and I told Edward Dale, I said, I've never seen a field that has a tough infield but a grass outfield.
yeah, that's definitely different. And the hospitality was great down there, like always. And the Somerset people always treats us great, and hopefully, Lord willing, we'll be right back down there again next year covering because
And
we love
they all
going down.
the head coach. We went over and thanked him yesterday for allowing us to come down and everything. He asked us if we was going to come back on the little tough classic deal on April the 19th.
So yeah, we'll definitely give it a run down there for sure. We love it down there. The hospitality is great. But before we bring our guests on, let's take a couple commercial breaks, thanking our sponsors. And Ryan, if you're better with the buttons tonight than I am, go for it.
All right, let me go down to him.
The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media wants to take the time to thank our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Realtor. We also want to thank our support staff, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messer, Larry Spicer, Addison Sloan, John North, Shane Shackelford, and last but not least, Keisha Ambergy. With the support of our fine sponsors, our dedicated staff, and you, the members, we are all working on one goal, the promotion of student athletes. With this team, we can't miss.
Hi, I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606 344 0217, or you can reach me by email heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
And we put our commercial together, and then Heather Martinez just throws that commercial out. She probably put together about 2 minutes and said, "Folks, here how you do a commercial." She had the background music, and just I like we worked for 10.5 days probably on their commercial. She just bang. She probably put hers together in 5 minutes, but
Right, it took me and Mark here, like about 6 games into that Whitley County Christmas tournament, trying to put it all together.
yeah, it was but we'll get better for commercials as we go. Like I said, folks, we're more like the great value cornflakes. We're good. We're not the greatest. We taste pretty good, but we'll get there. We promise. But Can't say enough about our fine sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez. And Ryan, I saw a little bit of a cough there. You might have to go. Yep, you might have to go visit. I'm not going to say the men and the women. You know, they're at Bryant Family Medicine. They can hook you up. I mean, they could absolutely. Got a runny nose. You come out there, you feel 100% better.
Yeah,
And you,
it's this time of the year for me. It's just I get one day I'm fine, and next day I'm terrible.
yeah, and of course, Heather Martinez. If you're in the market for buying or selling a home, she is definitely the person to go talk to. Every time we get to talk to her on this show, we learn so much, and just a fine young lady that she is. And again, both of these, Heather Martinez and the Bright Family Medicine, they all they don't want in the lot. They just want to do their part. They want to help promote. They ain't worried about themselves. They're just wanting to help us promote these student athletes the best way we know how. And we cannot say enough good about either or of them. And again, if you're in the market for buying and selling, go to Heather Martinez and she can absolutely hook you up. All the information's on her pages. Just give her a shout out for sure. And before we bring our first guest on too, I also want to give a shout out to some photographers, okay? Keith Shambury, John Dickinson, uh, Scott Powell, Dennis Mills, Tanner Hopkins, and Mater's Memories, and we just keep going on and on with some of these. You, Ryan, Valerie Rutsford, Alice Messer. Am I missing any?
I don't think so. We've got so many that we reach out to for pictures that
Uh,
it's kind of hard to keep them all straight.
John Dickinson sent us some really good pictures tonight, and for to make some good graphics of one of our student athletes that we have on, and talk about that student athlete. Are you ready to bring him on?
Absolutely.
We're going to welcome on, and hopefully I pronounce this right, Eli. And tell me if I'm wrong. Is it Eli Prayer or Fryer?
It's Fry.
Fry. Okay, so yeah, I was close, Eli Fry. But thank you for coming on. Are you on your spring break at this point in time?
Yeah, we are. We got off last week, so
So what's the schedule for your team this week?
well, we leave Tuesday to go on our spring break trip to Elizabethtown, and then yeah, we go to Elizabethtown.
So have you been able to look at any of the competition down there yet, or just practicing and doing your thing right now?
I haven't got to look. We've just been practicing and stuff.
Um, just tell us a little bit about, we was looking at your season there earlier, and one of the games that jumps out on me is that first game of the season when you beat Leslie County, I believe 18-16. I mean, how did it feel playing it? Like, I bet there's so many twists and turns and ups and downs with that game. I mean, how did it feel playing that for your first game of the season?
It was crazy because I mean we'd go up by a whole bunch, and then they'd come right back at us. They were hitting it hard everywhere, and we'd make an error, and they'd jump up on us, and then we'd go back and hit, and we'd take the lead by like 6 runs, and then it was just a back and forth until the end.
Yeah, me with my blood pressure, I couldn't deal with that. Now, Ryan, he's young and healthy. Eli, of course, you are. I mean, you can handle it. Me, I'd have had a nervous breakdown. I can tell you that right now. But just again, I know the season's young, and you're fixing to go on a spring break trip and stuff like that. You'll get to know more and more about your team as the season progresses. But tell me a little bit about your team so far.
I think we're gonna be pretty good. We have a whole bunch of good players. Everybody does their job well. So we got we got arms. We got a whole bunch of arms they've been doing pretty good this year. Um, when we're hitting, we hit pretty good. So
But tell us a little bit. I'd say you know him pretty well. Tell us a little bit about Coach Fry.
uh, he's I love him. He's a really good coach.
Without getting you in trouble, okay?
He uh he holds us accountable and stuff, but he also lets us like he never gets on to us or anything, but he just keeps us, he keeps us accountable for our mistakes, but he lets us have fun. We don't really He's pretty good. I love him.
Well, a few times I've got to talk to him, I've always left the conversation saying that's a wonderful man, and you can tell that he there's more to the coach there. There's more. There's a mentor. There's just a good man in that, and you're very privileged to be able to be able to play under a coach like that. And just going on about the season again, it's young, and again, it's I'm sure it's hard for you to grasp your season at this point in time, but why is it going to take? We know what any team's ultimate hardware is. You want to be the last team standing, and you got the talent to do it. Why is it going to take for you to reach that ultimate goal?
Just mm, if we can just keep going, because we'll get up on teams, but then we kind of like lay off. But that's where we've struggled this beginning of the season. We'll get up, and then we'll kind of just like lay down. We don't ever just keep going through the teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like keep the foot on the throttle sort of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I've got probably 117 questions. We'll keep you on here for 3.5 weeks. So you say it's time for me to go on my trip here. So, but I'll get Ryan to take over. He's probably got about 4 pages of questions, so hopefully he'll live with
uh, I don't got that many. I'm still building up questions. But
them.
looking at your
Eli, don't let him lie to you. He's probably worked on it for 2 days now. So
no, I haven't. But looking
that's
at your
his story.
looking at your schedule, uh, before the season started, what was one game that you couldn't wait to play in?
Probably that first South Laurel game, because I played travel ball with a lot of them when I was little, and I haven't got to talk to them, and it was just good to see where my friends were now and how kind of we fit in.
Yeah, and going back to last year's schedule, last year finishing and I've got your schedule up on my phone here. Uh,
Mhm.
Finishing as district champs last year, what's it going to take to build on that momentum going into the rest of this season?
Just for everybody to, do their jobs and don't try to do too much. That's how we did good last year. We got the runs. We executed when it mattered and all that good stuff. So if we can just keep doing that, then I think we'll be okay.
And then this is my last question here. This is one I like to ask all the athletes. What's your favorite restaurant to eat at in Holland?
Probably the Chinese place is pretty good. I love it. We eat there a whole bunch.
I love Chinese.
Yeah,
Well,
it's really good.
what do you get when you're there?
I get the General Tso's chicken. I
Oh,
love it.
oh yeah, I love
That,
General
that,
Tso.
that,
Yeah,
that- that's what I get.
yeah.
But Mark,
Um, again, I'm looking at a lot of your stuff too, and it looks like early on you're batting at 450, and I mean, tell me what you did, and you've always been a good athlete. What did you do on the off season to improve yourself?
Well, I lifted weights a whole bunch. That helped me a lot because most of the line drives that I was hitting last year, they'd go right to the left fielder, right to the center fielder. But this year, they're starting to go over their heads, and I can stretch them out for doubles this year. And I've been hitting in the cage. I've been hitting a lot more and putting in a lot more work than I have been.
Of course, you're making it look simple, which it isn't. It's not. It's a job. I remember a statement by Deion Sanders. Said it years ago. They asked him which sport was harder between football and baseball, and his immediate response was, "It's hard to hit that baseball."
Yeah,
So I know it's there. There's nothing easy with that. At that 450 average, I mean, how hard is that to make? Because you're literally almost you're getting a base hit literally every other bat.
it's it's pretty hard because I've been getting pitched backwards a whole bunch, and it's hard to be ready for the pitches that I'm getting. It's pretty hard.
So do you think that they're going to start trying to pitch around you some, seeing what you're doing so far?
Maybe it just depends on the team, really.
How hard would it be for you? I don't know if you're a patient hitter or aggressive hitter, but if you know you're getting pitched around and you're just wanting to knock it, how hard is it going to be for you to maintain your discipline there and not want to just try to reach for one and still try to knock it over the fence?
Well, I've been pretty good this year at waiting on my pitches and stuff, but I still have a couple ABs while I'll get a little bit too aggressive and swing at a curveball in the dirt or something. I'll do that a whole bunch too.
But
That would be me.
I would too, especially if I knew they wasn't going to pitch at me. I'd try to do it like a tennis shot or something. I'd try to get it one way or the other. Like
Yeah,
I'll
Eli,
hit
I am a 4-year high school tennis player, so it would take long for me to hit a tennis ball like I would a baseball.
uh, but Eli, yeah, we got some weather coming in tonight, and hopefully, all our viewers and everybody around the area stays safe. It looks like it's going to get really, really rough, the weather. But talking about the weather, there've been a lot of flood, just a lot of craziness. Has that affected any of your practice schedules or anything like that?
Yeah, we've canceled practice. Not too much, but like once or twice. But we've got that indoor cage, so that's been helping us a whole bunch. That's where we go whenever it gets our field gets too wet.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know about that. So you've been able to keep up to date pretty good with all the craziness and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, you being a sophomore, and do you feel like some pressure, maybe taking on a leadership role, or do you or leave that to some of the other guys?
I try to step up and be a leader sometimes, but we have a lot of leaders on our team. Like Baylor, he's a great leader. Matthew Nunez, he's a great leader. Stacks, we have a whole bunch. They all step up at their own times.
Every time I do cover Yuns, what few times I've been able to cover Yuns, and Yuns, like I remember giving a couple of Yuns an interview that maybe last year, and like your whole team was standing around us, like boys being boys sort of thing. So, do you get along as well as I think you do? I mean, just not only at the games, but outside the field stuff. Are you just a well knit group?
Yeah, we all hang out a whole bunch. We don't. We're all super close to each other. We've
Yeah.
been playing since we've been like 8, probably. Most of us have. We've been playing together for a long time.
And that's real important, especially if you're that close on and off the field. Eli, we're going to ask a favor from you, and then I guess Ryan's going to show you some stuff. I don't know if you've been watching or keeping up with any of our shows, but Ryan asked you a restaurant rock question, food
Mhm.
question. We've been doing our tournament brackets with our field of 64 restaurants.
Mhm.
So I think we're in the second round now, Ryan.
Second round, second part of the bracket.
Yeah, the second round. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So we're going to ask you, would you be willing to vote on some of these for us?
Yeah, I will.
Well, Ryan, you want to put them up, me read them, or you read them, and I put them up?
You can read them. I'll put them up for you.
Okay. Okay, number 1, Waffle House against the number 8 seed, Ruby Tuesday.
I'll probably go with Waffle House.
I think Waffle House might absolutely put a running clock on them. I have a feeling about that.
And then here's the next one here.
The number 12 seed, Wendy's against 13 seed, KFC.
I'll probably go KFC. I love KFC. It's one of my favorite places.
Can't go wrong with KFC. The taters and the biscuits, and which I like. I don't, Eli. I don't know about you. I'm a chicken leg eater. I don't know why. I mean, a lot of people like the breasts and all that stuff. Just give me about 4 chicken legs. I'm good to go.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I eat too.
yeah. I only eat chicken legs. I don't really like much of the other stuff.
Do you do the extra crispy or the original?
No, we just go with the original.
I like the original. I think this might be upset to make it, but Mr. Gaddy's number 11 against number 3 Buffalo Wild Wings.
I really like wings. I'll probably go Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wow, that I believe that's going to be a close one because a lot of people like to. I'm like you. I like the chicken and the wings, but
Yeah.
I have a feeling a lot of people's going to be voting Gaddy's on that. I know which one they would be voting for there. It's pizza, it's Gaddy's,
And then here's the last one here.
Number 7, Cracker Barrel against number 2, El Dorados.
I'll probably go with Cracker Barrel. I love their chicken and dumplings. That's what I get every time I go there.
Oh, that's that that's like a Final Four matchup in the second round right there.
Yeah.
That's Duke and Kentucky or something right there. They shouldn't even be playing each other right now.
Yeah, the way it did it is I put all 464 restaurants into a wheel, and it randomized it. So that's the reason it put it like that.
I, I,
Don't blame me for it.
yeah, it had like Fazoli's as a 16 seed going against somebody, and it was always beat. We had like 2 16 seeds to beat a number 1 seed. But Eli, we gotta ask you one more question before Ryan shows you some stuff there. Uh, Edward normally is on this show, and he played hooky on us tonight. So, what kind of punishment should we give Edward? And we'll say this is from Eli.
Um, I don't know. Mm, I have no idea.
Yeah, you'll get back with us on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking we make him like eat a half a ball of mustard plain or something like that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, well you heard it from Eli. Edward's got to eat a half a ball of mustard on this show here next week for skipping. No, it's actually he's got a birthday party, kid's birthday party. So we completely understand. We love you, Edward. We're just giving you a hard time, and happy birthday, and I love all of you. So we love you, but we'll excuse this one for now. But Eli said next one you miss, you're eating mustard. But Eli, I guess Ryan can explain this in a little bit better than me.
We usually make graphics for our student athletes that comes on the
Mhm.
show that appreciates y'all for coming on.
Hmm.
The first one I'm gonna show you is the original, and the second one is the one that we also do. It's kind of an original, but the
Hmm.
third one is going to be the one that we think should we keep it or should we toss the second one? But
Okay.
we'll just let you know which one. We'll just tell you which one that you want to vote on there.
All right.
See, here's the first one here.
All right. I like that one. I like that one.
And then here's the second one.
Hmm.
Then out of the first two, which one do you like?
I like the first one. That's the one I like.
You don't have
Most
to bribe
people like
no
the
more.
first.
Marcus quit bribing on the first one or the second one.
I used to bribe all the time, and it not even worked. My batting average would have been like 0.3, or it'd been something crazy.
And then here's the one this is the one I like.
Oh yeah, that one's good. I like that one.
Should we toss the second one and add the third one to that, or just keep them all three?
I don't know. I like them all. I like them all.
All right, we'll make sure to tell Edward that. We'll just keep all three of them.
All of our stuff is free and shareable. We'll get them out to you and your family, and you can do whatever. Everything we make on here is free and shareable. So, but again, just like Ryan said, it's just us thanking you for coming on the show. And I know that if I don't start hacking here, I know you got a lot of things on your agenda right now between sports and school, and you're fixing to take a pretty good road trip here. And anytime when you give us your time, we're more than thankful that you do it. And personally, myself, I want to wish you the best of luck. And any milestones you hit this year, get up with us. Let Edward make you a good graphic, or Ryan make you a graphic. Let's promote you the best way we know how, because people's gonna start looking at you pretty hard. I mean, it's obvious. It's come together for you. You keep working, keep doing the things you're doing, and something special will come out of it. But I do want to thank you for coming on, and thank you for your time. And Ryan, do you have anything else for me?
I just want to say best of luck the rest of the season, and hope y'all stay safe tonight and on y'all trip to Hardin County, Elizabethtown.
Thank you all so much for having me.
Thank you.
That was a good interview, and Yeah, so far I've been able to hold off the hacks, and I don't want to curse myself, but
Knock on some wood. Knock on some
yeah,
wood.
it started trying to kick in a little bit. But we could jump from one guest to another guest. Our next guest is Alan Pible and Monica Whitehead, and just another just what else can you say about you know when we're talking Pible? They're definitely what that they've been doing the last few years, and just I'm telling you, folks, that's a team to be seriously looked at. And Rod, tell us a little bit about them.
You take a look at their schedule. Played it good. Middlesbrough team dealt early. They're 5-0 on the season heading into spring break. It looks like right now they don't play anybody over spring break here. But take a look after spring break. They've got some teams on that schedule that can make a seriously can make them look very, very good. Have been able to talk about it going to Somerset yesterday about who they'll potentially add into their schedule, and it's gonna be interesting.
So, are we ready for our next guest?
All right, absolutely.
We'll bring her on. Michael Whitehead, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
We sitting here bragging a little bit about your team, and can't help from not to brag a little bit about your team. Good early start, 5-0. So, tell us your thoughts about the early season so far.
Well, I think we're doing really good in the start of the season. We've got our bats hot. We're hitting a lot, and we're just putting in the work, practice every day, and it's paying off in the games.
Something that is really really hard for me to not look at, and so far for 5 games that you just played, Rod, you see this, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You want to go ahead and say it?
Your team's given up 6 runs in 5 games. And 2 of them it's been shutouts.
Yeah, but have you seen Monica's batting average?
I have not got around. I got a stats put up, but I did not get a chance to actually look at it in detail.
You want me to go and tell you that?
I do see it now, and normally I have stuff wrote out, but I didn't have time to write it down today. This young lady has a .647 batting average.
That's over half. So you just like nobody's going to get me out this year or something? Is that just a motto you just kept with you?
Well, I'm just putting in the work, and it's paying off in the game.
uh, 11 hits, 6 RBIs, a double, 4 stolen bases on 4 attempts, a perfect, 647. My goodness, that you, Monica, we've talked to a lot of players over the years, and there was a young man that pointed out something to us, sir, last year. Talked about Hall of Famers. People make the Hall of Fame batting under 300. So you're batting close. You're batting on the doorsteps to 700, and Hall of Famers get to the Hall of Fame batting under 300. That just shows you what kind of a start of the year that you're having. I mean, so what did it take? I mean, what have you did in the off season?
Well, in the off season, we're in the cages. We're always doing everything to get better. And actually, this season in the off season, I had a broken collarbone with my right shoulder, so it put me out for a while, and that just that bring me to work harder. So I think it's I put a lot of work in, and it's doing good for me. So
Yeah. Something's definitely working there. I would think at 647. Uh, the collarbone is the collarbone completely healed up now? Are you good to go, or are you still working with it?
It's always sore, but it's completely healed now, and it's doing a lot better than what it was.
You know, I can't let you out of here without asking you about Coach Daniels. And, you know, me, I've challenged Coach Daniels one on one in basketball. And of course, he would probably beat me 24-2. But I did put the challenge out. He would still beat me. You know, I talk big here on the show, but I'm allowed to. But just tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I think out of all the coaches I've ever had, he's definitely one of the funnest guys I've ever been coached by, and he's just a really great guy and a very good coach. He knows when to. He's really funny with us, but he knows when to be serious, and he knows how to take us to the next level. And he's just a really good coach, one of my favorites.
Well, well, he's one of our favorites here too. We don't want to blow him up too much because I still think me and Ryan here we could beat Edward and Robert. You know, I believe we could do it. I Monica, I've got like the hook shot and the granny shot. It's like unstoppable. They can't. They don't want none of that. They don't want none of that. I'm telling you. But Mike, I'm sure you met Edward and stuff like that. So we asked Eli this, and he was leaning toward mustard. So we're going to ask you this. Edward played hooky on us tonight. We got to give him some kind of a punishment. So what do you think we should do with it?
um, I don't know. I really don't know. It was fun. I don't know.
I mean, I've got one for him. Make him turn into batter balls against facial and see if, and make him try to hit it and,
Yeah,
and get it on video too.
yeah.
So in batting practice, is Rachel drawing you pitches? So how does that normally work out? I mean, I guess that's probably the reason why you're hitting 650 or something because Rachel's drawing you these 100-mile fastballs, and you're like, well, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, we do a lot of soft toss and we do a lot off of the pitch machine, and sometimes always don't do the best in the cages whenever we're going off the pitching machine. But I guess getting bad practices make you have good games. That's all I'm saying. I guess so.
So could me, Ryan, or Edward, either one, could we just like hit one of Rachel's pitches? Could I like put one over the fences after calling a shot?
I don't know. I think she'd strike you out.
I don't care. I
It's
don't
pretty
care. I'll
good.
say. I don't care. I'll say it. She'd strike me out. I wouldn't even probably try.
At 5-0, and it says Harlan at home, but it also says a to be announced also. So have you had a chance to look at Harlan any?
um, I haven't personally looked at Harlan, but I know that we're gonna give him our best effort and hopefully win.
Are you in on spring break this week?
Yes, we are on spring break this whole week, but we still practice.
Coach Daniels, he ain't gonna let you off, done right.
No, we gotta put the work.
So you couldn't beg for a day off or anything like that. He's gonna work you every day.
Well, we got the weekend off, both of the weekend days, but I don't know about the weekdays.
I better hush up. He'll be commenting on here saying I've corrupted his players' minds, but we love Coach Daniels, and we know he's a good guy for you. And Ryan, go ahead. I know you got about 1,500 things for. Be ready to stay here for 2.5 days because Ryan's got a whole book report to ask you.
No, I don't. Don't listen to him. But looking at your schedule at the beginning of the season, what was one game that y'all could not wait to play in?
Well, Middlesbrough, they're kind of our rivals, and we really like to play them. I think we're looking forward to playing South Laurel because they're a really good competition, and we'll see what our places is when we play them.
Yeah, I know it's coming up here. It's hard to believe tomorrow's the last day of March. But what do you think personally of the schedule that Coach Daniels has put together for y'all?
I think it's a good schedule. We just gotta go game by game, day by day, and see which one we can win. Hopefully, all of them.
And this is my last question. This is the one I like to ask all the athletes. What's your favorite restaurant to eat at in Bell County? That's Middlesbrough or Pineville, either one.
Oh, definitely Taco Bell.
Edward would like that. That's what he loves to eat. Edward likes Taco Bell, but will not eat Mexican. We don't know why. But Mark,
Monica, we've been known to hit some hard hitting questions here. So I didn't. Are you ready for them? You got your game face on and stuff.
Game
Okay,
faces on.
okay. Game face is on. You're ready for them. Okay. I will ask you. It's like a question about how well do I know my team, sort of deal. So, I'm gonna ask you a three-part question, and then I'll see how you'll answer it here. But
before you
this,
ask her, Coach Daniels commented and wanted me to say this. They get off on they got the weekend off Monday through Friday. It's back to the grind, and then this is from Edward. He says, "Ask her about your favorite memory in softball."
well, Coach Edwards says, Coach Daniels said that it's back to the grind to you, so no relaxing now. It's over. It's
No.
over. I hope we didn't get you in trouble there, but I still think I'd take Coach Daniels to the hole with the hook shot, the center shot. Yeah, he don't want none. He don't want none. But Edward wants us to ask you, what is your favorite memory when it comes to? It don't have to be this year. It could be last year, year before. Just any memory. It could be little league. What's your favorite memory of playing softball?
Well, I live in Leslie County, so I have a bunch of family that goes to Leslie County. And last year we played Leslie County at Pineville, and I hit a in the park. It was I hit a double, but it got the person to home, and it was the seventh inning, and I had two strikes, and it won the game for us. So it just made my confidence go really up, and it was good to like see like my family. It was just a good game.
Brian, you have anything else for?
Edward's got one more to ask. He's commenting on us, so he's watching us. Edward wants to know, what do you get at Taco Bell?
Oh, I get 2 beefy 5-layer burritos. Yep, they're good too.
Okay. On the 5-layer burritos, you get everything put on it, because every time my kids go to Taco Bell, they want like the refried beans left off. One wants the sour cream left off. The other one wants like the cheese left off.
No, I get it all on the beefy 5-layer burritos. It's all
good. Don't hold up back. Slap all that on there.
Oh yeah.
And then the last one from Edward Hill. He wants to ask, what happened to Coach Daniels last year?
What was that?
He wants to know what happened to Coach Daniels last year. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know really what he's talking about, but there was one time we was throwing in practice, and he wasn't looking, and I throw the softball and hit him right in the face. It was like one of the first practices, and whenever I moved there, and I got like so shook up, and I was like, I hit him right in the face, and it bruised really bad.
Well, Edward just said he got hit by a softball.
Yeah, he got hit by a softball.
Monica,
Mar-
that's not a good way to start a relationship with your head coach, knocking them out for softball.
I know it. I felt so bad.
But go ask you a question still. Mark.
Coach Daniels, I feel sorry for you. I know that's not a good way to do the coach student athlete relationship. Hey, we'll meet each other for the first time to knock you out for softball.
Yeah.
Oh,
Robert Daniels comment is not popping up here, but he gave you the laughing emoji. And then Edward said, "Sorry, Robert Daniels."
Sorry.
Well, if he'd been up to date with all of his Cobra Kai stuff and Karate Kid stuff, the softball was coming to him, he could, and then looked at her. But then, if my coach did me that way, I'd probably ran then.
Yeah, just say don't with me anymore.
Monica, I would have run too. Somebody do that. Like, yeah, I'm getting out of there.
Robert said, comment said she was claiming she wasn't throwing it hard, but being on the end of it left me with a channel.
Yeah, it definitely did leave him with a shiner.
So what Coach Daniels is saying, it left its mark. Yeah. A new person on the team. Hi, Coach. Doink. Now you know who I am. Yeah, that's a good story. Okay, Mike. Are you ready for this hard hitting question?
I'm
get
ready.
that game face back on. This is I had some hard hitting ones here, so it's like how well you know your team. Okay, it's Coach Daniels can't be with you. You got somebody on your team driving this van. You got a big van. All your teammates are in this van. They're all out and about, and the van tears up, and it's pouring the rain. Who's gonna get out there and fix it?
So like the whole team's on the van?
Yeah, yep. Your whole softball team's on the van. It's a big van,
Okay,
I know. It's like a 30-passenger van or something, maybe a small school bus. So.
I think me and Bailey Bargo will get out there and fix the van. She's definitely
So you'd like to get greasy and be like handing each other the sockets and screwdrivers?
Yep, we definitely got that.
Yeah. See, they holler for a tow or anything like that, right? Okay, now I need to plug my computer up before it dies here. I don't know what happened to it. I'll be right back with you. That's a,
I had my
there we go. Okay, and then number 2, you get the van fixed. You and Bailey get out there. You're soaking wet. You fix the van. Everybody else is thanking you. You're fixing to run out of fuel. You go to the gas station. Who's paying for the gas?
Bobby D. He's paid for we fixed it. Pay for the gas.
The coach can't pay for the gas. It's got to be one of the teammates.
Well, the teammates. Oh, let's see. Rachel Howard. Yep.
Is Rachel one of them top say at first, I don't have the money, and then after she finds out everybody else don't have the money, here. She's that type where she just volunteered right off the start.
She'll probably see if anybody else has it first, and then if they don't, then she probably will.
Well, Edward, he always has a pocket full of money, and of course, me and Ryan always has to pay for it. And then later on the day, he'll give 4 hash browns with a sausage biscuit, 4 hash browns. Yeah, it's not nice to look at. And he'll try to eat 4 hash browns on sausage biscuit.
And I would tell you this. Yesterday, of course, me and Edward went to Somerset to cover ball games yesterday. we stop at McDonald's. He gets like 2 sausage biscuits and an extra side of like bacon.
That's Edward. But okay, last but not least, okay, you get the van fixed, you got it fueled up, and then you just go to one of your teammates' houses. You just want to do like a Netflix and chill, movie and dinner and movie, something like that. Who's gonna be cooking?
Addison Sloan.
So what is Addison making for you?
She's making us a really good grilled cheese.
Hey, you can't go wrong with the grilled cheese.
No, you cannot.
Can't go wrong with grilled cheese. I'll give you an instant recipe on here to try, Mike, and just for later on. My son used to make it for us all the time. He called them grilled cheese tacos. He'd make a grilled cheese, but he'd put his taco meat in the middle of it. He'd fold the grilled cheese up like a taco, put his taco meat in it, lettuce, mayonnaise, sour cream, tomato, what all you want to put in your taco fillers. Grilled cheese taco.
That sounds pretty good.
You're making me want to try that now.
Dude.
It's pretty good. But you did good, folks. Monica brought it. I'm telling you, she put her game face on. She popped them questions like boom, 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 boom. But we got to ask you one more favor if possible. I don't know if you've been keeping up her shows, but we've been doing our restaurant brackets where we're doing their field of 64 with restaurants, not with college teams. So would you be interested in voting on your favorite restaurants?
My favorite restaurant?
Yeah, we'll give you the restaurants to vote on.
Just like any restaurant, like my favorite restaurant.
No, we'll show you like we got restaurant against restaurant. Then we'll let you pick one.
Oh, okay.
Here's the first one.
The number 1 seed Waffle House against the number 8 seed Ruby Tuesday.
Waffle House.
I think Waffle House is fixing to, put Ruby Tuesday in retirement. I think.
And then here's the next one.
The number 12 seed Wendy's against the number 13 seed KFC.
KFC.
So what do you like about KFC?
Their mashed potatoes.
You get the gravy put on it, right?
Oh, yes. Lots of gravy.
You got to have the gravy. Okay.
Yes.
And then here's the next one.
Mr. Gaddy's against Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo's coming out strong right now. They're doing what Houston did to Tennessee earlier today. Got up on 22 daters. So you're not a pizza person. You don't like the all-you-can-eat buffet at Gaddy's.
I just don't really like pizza.
Edward's got a comment on that. Edward, you heard that? You heard that?
He's actually commented. I wrote down his votes already, so I'll mention his votes when we get to us.
Monica said, "I don't like pizza, Edward." Take up your pipe, Edward.
And then the last one here.
Number 7 Cracker Barrel against number 2 El Dorados.
Cracker Barrel.
I think Cracker Barrel might pull that off. You can't go wrong with the breakfast in there. I was at Cracker Barrel last night. You can't go wrong with that. All the fixings, all the big dang of biscuits. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing to get at Cracker Barrel is the mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. You can't go wrong with mac and cheese. My daughter-in-law last night got the mac and cheese, and I sat there and watched my grandson sit there and eat every ounce of it. And I just, wow, I wanted to buy it up, but no, he wasn't going to give me that.
Edward commented and said, "At least you like Taco Bell." He doesn't let us live that down. You know that.
Micah, you did great. You nailed all the hard hitting questions, and you come out of it flying colors. No wonder you hit about 700 here. Nut rattles you. You can answer these, but
Yeah.
Ryan's going to probably show you a few things, and he'll explain it to you.
Uh, we made 3 different graphics, or Edward made 3 different graphics. And the first one's the original. The second one's the one that he makes. But vote on which one you like on the first one or the second one, and then which one you like between all 3 of them. And here's the first one.
Okay, I like that one.
Here's the second one.
I like that one too.
Out of the first 2, which one is your favorite?
I think probably the first one's my favorite.
Well,
But
See,
both,
See,
I love them
the
both.
number 2 one was mine, so my batting average for number 2 is like 002.
and then this is the new one that we make. This tell us if we should keep this one or disregard the second one.
Oh, that one. I love that one. That one's my favorite.
Well, if I can get the thing to go off the screen. Well, there we go. It was acting funny on my
So,
screen.
so do you think we need to put number 2 in retirement, probably with Ruby Tuesdays? Ruby Tuesday number 2s. We're going to probably go on to retirement, right?
Yes, sadly, probably they are.
You heard it here first, Edward. It's time to put number 2 in green pastures out there.
I'm waiting for him to comment here.
But
Yes.
Monica, do want to personally thank you for coming on. I know you got this thing called a life, and at any time when any student athlete gives us their time, we're greatly appreciative of it. I know you got better things to do than hear a bunch of old guys rattling on about food and Lord knows what to you for 30 minutes. But we do thank you for your time, and what you're doing right now is not getting seen. There's several people that I've actually spoke to here recently that are really, really high on you. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. I mean, you're exactly where you need to be at this point in your life. As for if softball's what you want to do on the next level, or whatever you decide to do at the next level, it's all about work. You put the work in it every day. So you just keep it up, and good things will come. I know, because I've been doing this for a long time. And just keep it on. And I do want to thank you for your time. You've been a great interview. You've laughed. You get it. You actually get it. But Ryan, you got anything else for it before we let it go?
I just want to say congratulations on the season so far, and best of luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a good interview. Both of them was good interviews. Eli and Monica both great student athletes. And the crazy part about it is, and Ryan, tell me if I'm wrong or not. I mean, you correct me on this, because you're more better at the stats than I am. Okay, but both the student athletes we talked to, Eli and Monica tonight, they're both sophomores. They're going to be around for a few more years.
Very young and very
Excelling at what they're doing in the 10th grade. They still got the rest of this year. They got 11th grade, 12th grade. These are students playing at top notch and still have several more years to get bigger, stronger, faster. And these both Eli and Monica, both we're going to be talking about for a long time here. And what they're doing, both of them, is not getting seen, because the proof's in the pudding.
Edward did comment and say, Mark is like 1 for 700 on number 2.
That's what I said. My batting average like .002. Yeah, every bit of it. let's shift gears a little bit. Rod, if I'm forgetting anything, you could go ahead and remind me on it.
Yeah. We'll do
But
our vote. We'll do our votes
yeah,
last.
we'll do our votes last. Uh, let's talk a little bit about the boys tournament, and we was crowned a new champion yesterday with Great Crossing, and I know this guy's name until I have to say it, then I completely forget about. But the Kentucky commit, 2 years in a row now, a Kentucky commit wins a state championship, and you know. Tell us a little bit about the tournament. I know you was following it pretty closely. And tell us a little bit about North Laurel and a rising star for North Laurel that just absolutely opened a lot of eyes in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, talk about Norfolk, then I'll go into the rest of the tournament. Uh, Beat a good Breathitt County team during the first round. It is our own Larry Spicer's home high school that I was not aware of. Beat them by one there. Reese Davis had a phenomenal game, and I mean phenomenal game, and a phenomenal tournament at the same time. And then on Friday, lost to a great Montgomery County team when Reese Davis dropped 41 points there. I mean, next year, watch out for North Florida and Reese Davis. I mean, he proved it in the state tournament that he can put up numbers. That is scary for the rest of the region, what he can do.
Early statement for Mr. Basketball next year.
I would probably say that'll very, very close. I mean, I'd like to see somebody else that's closer. I mean, I didn't watch none of the boys or whatever, but I'd have to go back and do some research on it. I don't know who else coming back or whatever, but he's got to be a front runner or close to it.
I actually read an article, I think from WKYT or something, where that they was saying that he's an early favorite for Mr. Basketball next year. And what we've seen at the arena, what he did at the tournament, why wouldn't he be? I mean, that a guy with that kind of size, that skill set, handle the ball the way he does, get up and down the court the way he does, play defense the way he does. Why wouldn't he be in that Mister Basketball conversation?
Yeah, and then also congratulations to the North Florida Jaguars on their first ever victory in the KSAA Sweet 16 in their score history, in their short history, I should say.
Yeah, and there've been a lot of good teams that go there and made it there and not been able to get over that hump. Of course, we know about the Reed Shepherds, but I'm telling you, they been a lot of good teams to get there. It's hard to get a win there, and the one thing that the boys and the girls both from North Florida did, they both got a win down there, and that just shows you the stats of that program, girls and boys, and they turn out a lot of good athletes at North Florida. Let's be honest. They're fielding a softball team that has to be mentioned as a state favorite. I mean, I've not seen any early rankings. Maybe you've seen some early rankings, but
You
Ryan,
know what? I have not seen. I don't think they released them to after spring break.
and just again, but we got a lot of good talent. Five 5-0. Lynn Kent's playing good right now. Jackson County boys and girls both playing good right now. Congratulations, Jackson County. What they did, and just goodness, there's so much going on right now, and going to shift in another angle too. Saturday, there's a lot of disappointment. Uh, me, I made myself a promise. I wasn't going to watch it because I didn't want to get upset. I wasn't saying that Kentucky would lose or win. I just didn't want to see them lose. So I decided not to watch it. So the choice I made me feel happy, and but I felt bad, and then Tennessee got beat today. And, there's a part of me like, I want to do that, but no, I'm not going to do that because let's be honest, Ryan. Let's put our bias to the side, and we're both 100% Big Blue.
Mm-hmm.
But let's put our bias to the side. Tennessee just flat out whipped us. Let's just own that. Tennessee, they wanted it more for that night.
I totally have to agree with that.
And I know that's a tough pill for some of us hardcore Kentucky fans to swallow, but that has nothing to do with what Coach Pope has did all year. I'm not going to bash John Calipari either. I just don't have that in my blood. Uh, was John Calipari needing a different school? Was we need a different coach? Yeah, probably. But Calipari did a lot of wonderful things here at Kentucky, and that's the one thing I hope eventually the Kentucky fan base will realize. Like how we did with Patino. We didn't like Patino for a while because he went to Louisville, but then all of a sudden he got a warm welcome this year. Hopefully we come to our senses and we start liking Coach Cal again. Realize, folks, he won a national championship with us. There was a year, maybe we made one of the greatest runs in the history of college basketball by like 3 buzzer-beaten games, and we get beat by UConn, which was I still not been able to recover from that. Then we got beat the second time by UConn, and then the year we went 40-0, and we lose a Wisconsin game that. Well, I would like to talk to anybody that off the air, but there was some really, really great seasons under Cal, and there was a lot of excitement when he first came to John Walls, to Julius Randles, and of course the year that Nerlens Noel got hurt, that team was well on their way to a big time run, and there was some special years with that. I hope that the fans don't ever forget that. But we got a transfer, a really good transfer already locked in, and Mark's really working his butt off right now, and it looks like we're close to signing a couple more transfers. We get, and you're going to have to help me with the name, but we get Yui. You know who I'm talking about? I can't pronounce the
Yes,
name.
yes. Some of these names I cannot pronounce.
Yeah, we get him back. We get Garrison back. We get Trent Noah back. We get Perry back. If the 77, the boy that got his foot broke in the Gonzaga game, if we can get them 5 back, and there's a good chance we get them back. The 3 freshmen that we got coming in, the 6'8" wing player that we got right now is one of the best shooters in the country, and we landed a couple more good transfers that I know we will. Because Kentucky's got a little bit more change than most other schools out there.
More of the wallet space than
Yeah.
most.
But I think Coach Pope will do exactly what he did last year. He ain't gonna pour it into one guy. He's gonna spread the wealth and get 5 good players instead of one great player. And that's all we need. We just need role players, guys that can shoot. And Kentucky, the future's bright. Ryan, you cover Kentucky every day.
Yeah, I'll bring up this. I know we're all heartbroken over the season ending, but look what he did in his first season. I mean, in the regular season, we're not counting the postseason play. Beating Louisville, beating Tennessee twice, beating Duke, beating Gonzaga on the road. I mean, he did some great things in his first season with 0 returning points. I mean, coming back from last season, he had to rebuild his roster. So give him a break and let him build a second year. Because I've seen a thing, everybody, that what Rick Pitino did in his second season with 500. What did he do the next season? Do nothing but win a national title. So just give him time to work his stuff out. Don't bash him every time that something happens wrong. Give him a break.
And let's be honest, the SEC is going to lose a lot of talent next year. People don't realize what Auburn's going to be losing next year. What
Tennessee loses. I mean,
yeah, Auburn made a commitment to bring all them seniors back. They made a commitment to themselves and to the school, stuff like that. The SEC ain't going to be as good next year. Florida's going to be really good, but it's not overall. It's not going to be as good as a conference. But and like I agree with you, Brian. Just look at what Patino did his second year,
Well,
and
not 14 in his second season or his first season down in Lexington, and then goes out and goes like, I think it was like 25-6, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that number.
yep, and I'm telling you, I like where we're heading. But I'll never bash Calipari, and I hope that eventually we start welcoming Calipari like we are Patino now because the man deserves it, folks. I mean, was I a Calipari fan when he was here? No, but I respect enough for what he did, and that's what the Kentucky fan base needs to do. But that being said, Ryan, great show. Did really, really good. I want to just tell us a little bit about what your plans for this week is. Any closing thoughts? Any
We got
shout
our
outs? Anything?
voting here real quick, and then I will do all my.
See, that's the reason why we got Ryan here, folks.
Our first one is Waffle House versus Ruby Tuesday.
Waffle House, Waffle House, Waffle House, Waffle House.
And that's who
waffle,
Edward voted for.
waffle, waffle.
Edward voted for Waffle House as well. Then the next one is Wendy's versus KFC.
I'm not. About the only thing I can really tell you that I like at Wendy's is their chili and their potatoes. But I can bake a tater here at the house. I had to go KFC.
I went Wendy's, and so did Edward.
I knew it would go Wendy's.
Mr. Gaddy's versus Buffalo Wild Wings.
This has been a vote that has surprised me. You know, we had a couple votes from Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm going Gaddy's. You know, all you can eat pizza, all you can eat salad, all you can drink, all the TVs in there, eat all day long, take a nap, eat some more. Yeah, you can't beat that.
That's who Edward voted for, and that's who I voted. Let's see. I think I can't remember who I voted for, but I think I voted for Buffalo Wild Wings. I can't help it. I like their chicken. And then the last one here, Cracker Barrel versus El Dorados.
This is a Final Four matchup right here. This is a coin flip because I like them both. I like them both, and this should not be a matchup in the second round. This is a Final Four matchup. At the buzzer, I mean, literally at the buzzer, and I didn't think I'd ever be able to do this. I'm going Cracker Barrel at the buzzer, and I didn't think I'd ever be able to go against the El Dorados.
And then I went with Cracker Barrel as well, and so did Edward.
Yeah, it's hard to go against the breakfast, the sawmill gravy, the grits, all the fixings, and even after you eat, you pay your bill, you go out there to that little store, buy a couple little souvenirs, and just Cracker Barrel's gonna be a tough out.
I'm sitting there tallying up these votes real quick. Cool.
We'll give you a minute to tally them up before we do our final thoughts.
All right. So moving on is Waffle House won 7-1. KFC won 5-3. And I'm talking about them down on the bracket as well. Mr. Gaddy's won by a close 5-3 as well. And then Cracker Barrel won 6-2.
Cracker Barrel's going to be a tough out. That might be your champion right there. It's going to be hard to vote against Cracker Barrel. All the home cooking, all the variety, the chicken, the dumplings, the breakfast, the meatloaves. It's hard to go against Cracker Barrel.
So as of tonight, everybody, we got one side of the bracket is completely finished. And I'll go ahead and mention names, but we won't get to these matchups for a couple of weeks. In the top half is Number 8, Garden Wheels versus number 5, IHOP. And number 14, McDonald's versus number 7, DQ. And in the bottom half of that bracket is number 1, Waffle House versus number 13, KFC. And number 11, Mr. Gaddy's versus number 7, Cracker Barrel.
Wow. Wow. Gaddy's against Cracker Barrel. I mean, goodness. Goodness. That's some matchups. But Ryan, any closing thoughts and just what you doing this weekend or shout outs?
That I'm on spring break. I'm trying to take it easy. I'm getting a little bit of this cough, so I'm trying to get rid of it first before I do anything. But my closing quote is, "What harder than you think you did yesterday, Alex Eli ELLE." If I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just gonna spell it out. And then go out, now that it's spring sports, go out and cover your softball players, your baseball, your tennis, and your track and field players. They deserve your coverage.
Absolutely. First and foremost, Huxley, I love you. You're my first grandbaby. You became a whole 2-year-old at 8 o'clock last night. Happy birthday. You've changed me. You made me a better person. I love every one of my kids to the bottom of my heart. But love for a grandchild is different. And I'm sure that any grandparent on this planet will say that. It's different. It's so different. I can't get enough of my little man Hux. I love you. Happy birthday. You got a great mom in Cassidy. You got a great dad in Sebastian. And I just can't get enough of you. I'm so proud of you. I love you. Happy birthday. He's held out a little bit, but that being said, there's some weather coming in and tonight. So again, everybody be weather alert. It looks like it always happens in Kentucky. It's going to start storming about 3 o'clock in the morning when everybody's in the bed. So please have your weather alert stuff ready. Please have some plans ready. Don't know how bad the storms are going to get. The weather services are talking that. There's always all kinds of factors that roll into this stuff. It could be really bad or it could be really nothing.
Yeah, because I know they've had tornado watches out west.
Yeah.
All day. So just be safe, please.
Just be weather alert. Have a plan in action. And just we'll get through this. And then last but not least, my final thoughts is I normally have a quote, but I had it on my heart there today. It's spring break. I've got a kid in Sevierville right now. Tell me about how bad the traffic was. Allison driving to Florida. She told us how bad the traffic is. A lot of people out traveling. Spring break is for relaxing. It's for fun. Family time, vacations. That's it. Have fun. Have your family time. Have your vacations, but be safe. Be safe doing it. Take your time. Get to these places in time. Just leave in time to get there. Don't get in the rush on these highways, and just come back. You've got family people. You got loved ones that need you back home. So get back home. Be safe and have fun doing it. But that being said, from all of us at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless.